Okay, welcome to Shabit Uganda e-learning, and my name is Nelson Betisomba, and in this video we are going to make a continuation of our topic, which was number sequences. Okay, and in number sequences we are able to look at very many concepts within this. One was looking at the greatest common factors. We found how we can get that by mere looking out for the numbers that can be multiplied by the number which is given. We are able to make that video. Please, if you are not able to watch it, be able to look for it before we come to this topic. Then we also looked at a variety of questions on how to find the greatest common factors. We are able to do that. We are also able to calculate some numbers. All right. So in today's video, we want to be looking at prime factorization. Okay, we want to be looking at what we call prime factorization. First of all, for us to be able to look at these numbers of prime factorization, we have to understand what prime factorization means. So here, prime factorization means dividing a number by its prime factor. In prime factorization, we are going to be dividing numbers by its what? By its factor. Remember, in our recent video, we were able to talk about factors of a number. What are those factors of a number that we are talking about? Because here they are telling us that prime factorization means dividing a number by its prime factors. That means we shall not do away with what? With factors. For example, we are able to say that if you have been given a certain number, let me get a pen here. We said if we are given a certain number, let me say 18, and they want us to find the factors of what? The factors of 18, okay? When they want us to find the factors of 18, we said for us to get the factors of 18, we shall be able to look out for those numbers. When you multiply them, you can be able to get what? You can be able to get 18. We said we can start up with the 1. When we say 1 times 18, okay, then we can be able to get our what? Our 18, okay? So we said we can come up with our next number. Say which other number can we multiply by 2 to get what? To get 18, okay? So the numbers that we can multiply by 2 to get 18, I think it is 9, okay? It is 9. When we multiply 9 times 2, we shall be able to get what? To get 18, okay? Then also here we can look for another number. Which other number, if we have our 3 here, which other number can we multiply by 3 and we get 18? Okay, so we can have our 6 here. So when we multiply 3 times 6, we shall be able to get our what? Our 18. Which other number can we get? If we are trying out a 4, which other number can we multiply? Is there any number we can multiply by 4 and we get 18? It's not there. So here we finalized and said that now our factors of 18, we shall be able to get what? Our 1, our 2, our 3, then we have 6, we have 9, and we have 18. We said now these are what? These are factors that can be got. These are our factors of what? Our factors of 18. But now when we come back to our number here, which is prime factorization, they are telling us that we shall be dividing a number by its what? By its prime factors. So that simply means we shall use prime factors when we are saying we use prime factors when prime factorization, when prime factorizing. Okay, we use this prime factorization for us to get these numbers. So this simply means that when we are looking out for those numbers, okay, they should be those numbers that can easily be divided by a number which is given, like 18. Then it should not remain what? We should not have a remainder as a 0. We should be able to divide it. So when we divide it, it should give us the exact what? The exact number. For example, here, when we are saying that we get the factors of 18, if we got 18 and we divide it by 1, we shall be able to get 18. If we get 18 divided by 9, we shall get a 2. There is no remainder. If we get 18 divided by 2, we shall get 9. No remainder. Okay. So this is what they are talking about. That prime factorization means dividing a number by its prime factors. Okay. So that means the number you're going to divide by that, it should not give you a what? A remainder. Is that clear? Okay, so now here they are giving us examples of those prime factors, prime factor numbers. Okay, so they are saying we have a 2 here, we have a 3 here, we have a 5, we have a 7, we have 11, and we have 13, we have 17, blah blah. All right. So now here we shall now be dealing with examples after that concept of what prime factorization means, and how do we get those numbers, how do we get those prime factor numbers, the factor numbers. Okay, so now here we are being given an example here. They are saying prime factorize 18. So when they talk about prime factorization, we use several methods. One is here. Someone can read it for us. Okay, good. Another one is here. Someone to read for us this. Okay, thank you. Now we are saying we are going to be using these two methods. When you use one of them, each and every method you use gives you a correct what? Gives you a correct answer. So it's just a matter of understanding one, then you'll be able to do what? You'll be able to solve the numbers that are involving what? That are involving prime factorization. So let's look at how do we use these methods. Okay, so they are saying we have what we call a ladder method. In a ladder method, we are going to use what we call a ladder method. Okay, this is what? Ladder method. So they are telling us that in a ladder method, when you have our 18, okay, when you have our 18, when we are to use a ladder method, you just bring your two straws, you draw them, and you write your 18 in the what? In the middle. So when you write your 18 in the middle, okay, then you look out for the number that can be divided by what? By 8, and we don't get a remainder. And that number should be a number which is the lowest. For example, here we have a 9 and we have a 2. So we cannot start with a 9 because a 9 is a number. You can divide 18 divided by 9 and get 2, okay? But our 9 is biggest, so you have to look for a number which is lower, okay? There are very many numbers you can divide by 18 and you get an answer or without a remainder, but you have to look for among those numbers which are what? Which are small. For example, here we had the 1, we have the 2, 3, 4, 9. When you divide 18 by all these numbers, you can get what? You can get an answer without a remainder. But you have to look for a number which is slightly slow, but not the lowest. Okay, so we have our lowest, which is 1, and we have the one which is second, it is 2. Also have the last one is 9. So here we are going to use our 2, the number which is slightly low. Okay, so when you divide our 8 divided by 2, we shall be able to get our what? Our 9. Okay, so when you divide 8 by 2, you bring the answer here, because of course our remainder is supposed to be written here, should be 0. Okay, then we should also be able to look out for which number can we divide. The lowest number we can divide by 9. Okay, the lowest number we can divide by 9. I know someone was like, should tell me 1. Yes, 1 is good, but it is the lowest, so you should look for the number which is slightly lower, not the lowest. Okay, so here we shall just choose our 3, which is the lowest. When we divide our 9 by 3, we shall be able to get what? Someone with an answer. Someone with an answer here. What is 18 divided by 2? We get 9. Then 9 divided by 3. We shall be able to get our 3. Okay. We shall get our what? Shall get our 3. Then we come to which other number can we divide by 3 and we don't get a remainder. Okay, so here we can get our 3 again. Okay, so when we get our 3 again, we shall be able to get our 1. 3 divided by 3 is 1. So you can see all here we are able to get what? Zeros. So this is how we can use our what? Our ladder method. So when we use our ladder method, it gives us that answer. Let's also try out our factor tree. We also have another method, we call it factor what? Factor. Okay, factor what? Factor tree. Okay, this is what? This is tree, factor tree. Okay, so when we are to use a factor tree, you bring your number which is 18, the one which they told you to factorize. Then we draw something like this. Okay, draw something like that, such that we shall look out for a number that can be divided by 8. We had our 2 here. Okay, then when we had our 2, 8, then we say 18 divided by 2, we got our answer as what? As 9. Okay, so also here when you get your 9, which is you also draw another one like this. You say 9 divided by 3, we shall be able to get our what? Our 3. Okay, so also here you draw out, you say 3 divided by 3, then we shall be able to get 1. Okay, so you can write these things very well. You can be able to write them very well. So that's how they were able to come up with this, which is 18 divided by 2, we get 9. 9 divided by 3, we get 3. 3 divided by 3, we get 1. So you can use either of these methods for you to derive with the correct answer. So there is also what we call, we can also now represent this. We can represent this prime what? Prime factor. These prime factors. When we talk about prime factors, we are meaning this. Okay. Okay, those are the prime factors. This is a what? This is a prime number. Okay, prime number that we want to factorize. So they are saying that we can represent the prime factors as what? As follow. So there is what we call a set notation or a subscript notation. They can either tell you to use these methods, or sometimes they tell you to indicate them in form of what? In form of powers. Okay, so let's look at how they are talking about this set notation. Set notation. Okay, so now when they talk about the set notation, remember we had our 18 here divided by 2. So we have our 2 here, okay, and we also have our 3 here, and we also have our 3 here. So for us to be able to understand the set notation, okay, for us to be able to understand the set notation, we should be able to identify how many times does our 2 appears here. Okay, we can say our 2 appears 1 time. Okay, then we also see how many times does our 3 appears here. So we have our 3 appears what? Appears 2 times. So this simply mean that if we are to present our f of 8, the factor numbers of 8, then we can also write it like this. We say our 2 times 2 times 3. Remember we said our 3 is appearing 2 what? 2 times. That means 2 times 2. Okay, that means it is the same as 3 2 times. So when you want to represent our 3 2 times, we can say 3 to the power 3. It will still give us the same what? It will still give us the same answer. Okay, so because this is just 2 times 3 times 3, 9, we shall still get our answers what? Our answers 18. Okay, so they can ask you to represent such a number in form of what? In form of powers. Okay, you factorize the number and represent it in form of what? In form of powers. Hope that one is right. To make a recap of this, we were saying that under prime factorization, we shall be dividing these numbers by its prime factors. We said these prime factors are these numbers that we can divide, and they give you a no remainder. Okay, then they were saying that examples of these prime factorizing numbers, we have a 2, we have a 3, we have a 5, we have a 7, up to 17 as indicated here. So we said for us to answer numbers about prime factorize, we can use a ladder method where we draw our thing, and we can also use a tree method of drawing this angle. Okay, so we also said that in this they can tell you to represent it in a set notation or a subscription form. So we just say the factors of 18 is equal to our 2 appears once, our 3 appears 1 time, then 2 times. Okay, so here we can now be able to represent them in this form. Okay, hope this video has been able to do you well. Hope you have been able to learn something. For this, let me just say thank you for being part of this lesson. Please be able to check out on our playlist, and you can also subscribe on some of our recent you can subscribe for you to get some upcoming lessons, and also make some comment in the comment section for us to actually know that you are picking this and we are moving all of us together. Thank you very much. Have a nice moment.